Hello everyone, this is Advanced Financial Management AFM. I will give you a brief introduction about myself and then we move right into the introduction about the subject together with notes, etc. I'm Daniel Ho. I've taught in many countries and many years before, since 1998. So countries that I've taught, China, of course, various places like Beijing, Shenzhen, Shanghai, and Nanjing, etc. Too many to mention. Of course, now also I'm teaching there, but it is only occasionally, occasionally only. So the country I'm still teaching right now, of course, Malaysia included, and Hong Kong, as well as Vietnam. These are the three countries mainly I'm still teaching. Like I say, occasionally I still go to China. Previously, I taught also in Singapore for many years. Also countries very far, very far. It will surprise you, Mongolia, outer Mongolia, that's very near to Russia, and also in Africa, Uganda, Africa. So I gather actually many experience about teaching AFM. And those days when I was in Malaysia, I just back after 5 years because of a lot of work overseas. So I'm back to Malaysia right now because of the convenience of the live Zoom. So hopefully I can help you as before. So before I actually have one of the biggest class before 2019. After that, of course, I don't teach in Malaysia. Actually, the biggest class, like you can say, before 2019. Okay, so that's about myself. And my method of teaching is very simple. I always believe that if you want to remember well and apply well, you must understand the concept. And I will assume that you don't have any knowledge at all. Right? Assuming no knowledge at all, I will take you from ground zero. And move it up to first floor, go up to second floor, and then go up to the top floor, and then guide you through the examinations, AFM. So I also believe that AFM, it is a relatively challenging subject, So I have my own systematic way of bringing you through. But in terms of exam, once you master the way I come up with those steps and methods there, you'll be, I would say, relatively easy to pass this paper. Relatively easy, at least as compared to your previous paper like F9. F9, the syllabus is very wide. Okay, for the AFM, syllabus is narrow. Of course, it is very deep into it. So we need a method to guide you through. Okay, so we will now move into the introduction about the subject. In open examination, in any open examination, knowing the syllabus and exam format is so important. So this is the one given by the ACCA. We can roughly take a look and I do a summary for you. This is how I bring you through. Always give you a summary in terms of mind map or other methods. Right? So this is the content. We just roughly have a look at the content. So you have introduction, main capability, etc. So they are all together should be 19 pages. So I summarize for you in just one page only. So you get a big picture about the AFM here. So let's go to the big picture here. So the big picture on the AFM, so ACCA actually in the syllabus, they divide into section. So you can see that section A, etc. until F and then G. F and then G there. Okay. So the important section actually is I highlight in yellow. The one in yellow. Right. So you have section B, C, D, E. So the way they structure is like this. Actually for AFM, like I say, is very narrow. Actually B, C, D, you can consider as investment. B, C, D is investment. Okay, and then you have E here, actually is risk management. So you can see the AFM by looking at the big picture, the important, there are only two parts. First part actually is investment. The second part it is a risk or the risk management here. And then of course they break it down into section. So I actually will begin with the risk management here because actually for the risk management when starting you may feel a little bit challenging, but as we move on and then practice question, you will find that this section here actually is the easiest to begin with. And then it tie in together with the B, C, D also. That's why I name it as 1, which is I call it area number 1, which is correspond to your section E, risk management. Okay, the main risk you have to know actually is foreign exchange risk. And then you have also the interest rate risk, high interest rate risk. And then you have one more thing that is the black score model, which tie in together in your section G and probability and also technology skill here. Of course, when we go into the section or the area, then we got more detail. Now I just want to give you a big picture only. Okay, so I call this one here area number 1. And then you have the investment is area 2, 3, 4. Area 2, 3, 4. So let's look at area 2 or section B here. They call it advanced investment appraiser. You should know net present value. Okay, you should of course also know other methods like internal rate of return, return on capital employed or payback. In your F9 as well in your university study. So what is added here? What's added here? That's why we say it's go deeper. So what's added here is what's called APV. You know more later on. So this will be a better methods. And then in the internal return, there are certain limitations. So a better method, we call them a modified one. So we call them modified internal rate of return. All this we will study. Okay, so that will be the added plus one more, that is you also have to apply investment to foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment. Okay, so just now like I said that we talk about just now I say the black score model. Black score model actually you will apply in your section B or area 2. That's why I designed it this way. We learn the model first and then we apply in area 2 and so on. So you can see that I quite systematically arrange the whole thing together. The whole thing. Alright, so that's a very important area or the section here. And then we say that investment, this is investment in a project. Invest in a project. Okay, then of course we can also invest in another company which we just call them merger acquisition. Merger acquisition, that will be under section C. Section C. Alright, so if you are going to invest in another company or take over another company, the question we want to ask is how much to pay for the company. Okay, how much is it worth lah? So we have to do valuation actually, valuation. Alright, so we have to maybe value the other company. We may also have a value on our company and so on, because after merger, then we have to know, okay, the company that we take over, they should be overall should be of a certain percentage. Is it the company we take over after we combine together should be 40%, our company still retain 60%, or there is 20% or 80%. All this we will study a rough idea. Okay, so if the company is doing well, then they'll be thinking of investing in a project or investing in another company. Now, but then we ask this question here, if the company is not doing well, then what must they do? They will probably have to stop some investment. They will have to probably stop some branches, department, and so on. Okay, they have to make some changes in the company. We call them restructuring. Restructuring. That's why we say that BCD actually is investment, or disinvestment if you want to. Disinvestment. Okay, that will be the overall picture. Alright, on the section B, C, D, E, that will be the core of your AFM, which again I repeat is area 1, and then 2, 3, 4. Alright, section A is your knowledge from your previous study. Okay, So role of senior financial advisor, you have to decide dividend policy which you have in F9 or in your university study. Alright, financial strategy basically is how is your financing, how's your financing, okay, and then you have other matters lah, ESG, the one that's added actually is a green finance. So like I said that when we go into the subject, the module, etc., then we got into more detail. Green finance is very simple. It is just any job or any setup you asking for financing. Basically green basically means it doesn't do damage to the environment in general. So it could be a green bonds. Example, if you need a finance, you want to get a bonds, basically to have a company that does not do damage to the environment. Okay, so when it comes to this one here, there will be something like a discussion, discussion. So you can actually study from textbook, or of course even better nowadays, go and get it from your artificial intelligence or chat GPT, or you can also get from the internet some study text, which I mentioned later on this one here. ChatGPT is the best lah. The answer provided, they are very simple, easy to follow, easy to follow. Okay, so that is your A to E, and then F, you should know you have the professional skill. Communication basically refer to the whatever result that you have, you're going to write in a report. So question 1, you basically have to write report lah. And then you have 2, 3, and 4. Your evaluation, basically it is in your spreadsheet, your calculation, your calculation. Alright, and then of course from the calculation you make assumption, assumption. Okay, and then you have number 3 is skepticism. That is the assumption. Maybe you want to challenge the assumption. So the assumption could be in the question. You want to challenge them. So you are going to question the assumption. Question assumption. Lastly, your commercial acumen. Basically, you put yourself as in the company, like you are the boss or you are a marketing director, etc. Okay, so that is you put yourself into that, then you can discuss lah. Like actually it's like a business common sense lah. Business common sense. So subject to the question, the case, the scenario, and so on. Okay, so the last section, it is you have to use word processor. I'm sure you're very familiar already. And then spreadsheet is for your calculation, as well as you have one that's called calculator. That's a black score calculator. Like I said just now, here you need to know the black score, and then here also you have to apply the black score into the investment. So that is roughly your syllabus. That is roughly your syllabus. All right. And you can roughly say that the section A will have about 5%, 5%. And then you have this one 95% here, 95%. And your exam right now, your exam right now. So the exam, in the syllabus designed by the ACCA, they say that section B, you will be examined in every diet. So that means every exam will sure have section B. Okay, so you know what is important, what is not important. Okay, of course, B, C, D, E, they are important, but what is more important, you need to know. So this will examine, okay, your investment appraiser. And this also they will examine. This also you examine. So basically you can know that actually you consider one question here, 25 marks, this 25 marks here. At least 50% you know come from area 1 and area 2, or section E and section B. Okay, so section B especially is minimum 25 marks. Normally as our experience tells us, is 40 marks. 40 marks. Okay, so it is 40, this 25, you already know is 65 marks. 65 marks. And then normally for section D is about 10%. 10% here. So if you want to really just focus yourself down, actually it's just area 1, 2, 3 should give you roughly 85%. Roughly 85%. Of course, I will encourage you to know area 1, 2, 3, 4 plus section A. Plus section A. Okay, so that is an exam very clear. Open examination, you must know the syllabus in a big picture and what is the most important one. So second thing is your exam format. So all questions, they are compulsory. You are given 15 minutes of reading time. This should be read 3 hours lah. Slight error there, never mind. And divided into section A and section B. So question 1 should be a report format that should at least include the communication. Actually, it is all 4 professional skill. That means all 4 they will ask you. Alright, so this is marks, that is a 10 marks here. So don't worry about this professional skill marks here. Concentrate on your content, because those communication etc. is together built in already. Like in your evaluation analysis, actually it's all built in your spreadsheet. And I will give you very good methods to help you through and to also shortcut your answer. If you use the way I do it, I guarantee that you are 50% faster than other people. Definitely, definitely. Okay, so you can save about 50% there, then you can also write more. Right, your calculation now become a little bit more challenging because of the spreadsheet. Those days they are paper based, they are using calculator. Actually, calculator is faster in a certain way. Alright, and using spreadsheet actually is slower if you don't know the shortcut method. I will show you all the shortcut and then you practice. Okay, so at least 2 syllabus section they say lah, A to E lah, A to E or area 1, 2, 3, 4, and then section A lah, and 40 technical marks lah. So altogether is 50 marks. And then in terms of skill, you have to have word processor and spreadsheet. And then this one is optional. Sometimes they ask you, sometimes they don't ask you. So when we go to the CPDA platform, in one of the video, I'll show you an introduction to the CBE later on. So section B, you have 2 questions and then 20 each. So there's 40 marks or so, and then professional marks here is 5 marks each. There's a 10 marks. So then they say that at least 2 professional skill, except communication, no report writing, no memo also. So they will also only ask you 2, 3, 4 here. 2, 3, 4. Normally for question 2 and 3, the syllabus area will come from one of the syllabus section. One of the syllabus section. So normally at least it's B or E or B, C, D, E. Or B, C, D, E. So I hope you have a good picture about the syllabus, the exam format, my teaching method, okay, etc.